changing your life one story at a time. This is the Chicken Soup for the Soul podcast with Editor-in-Chief Amy Newmark.
Hey, it's Amy Newmark with your daily dose of Chicken Soup for the Soul inspiration. This podcast is my way of sharing everything I've learned as author, editor-in-chief, and publisher of Chicken Soup for the Soul. It's a job that I've been doing for 8 years. I love it. I love my stories. They've changed my life, and I think they can change your life too. They're all true stories, which is what makes them so awesome. And that's why they have such an impact on us. And what I love is that they provide easy to implement, actionable advice, super easy tips that you can use to improve your life, because these are stories from regular people who are passing on their best tips to the rest of us. And by the way, we get thousands of stories submitted for every book in which we only publish 101 stories. So we really have curated like crazy to get you the 101 best stories on each topic, and therefore the best tips for you to improve your life. So let's dive right in today. In my first podcast, I told you about the number one thing that you could do for yourself this year, and that is to be kind to yourself. And then I told you that I'd pass on another life-changing tip to you today, one that you can accomplish in 1 second. So here we go. Your second resolution, one that will require no time and effort at all, and that is to use the power of smiling. We've published a lot of stories about the power of smiling. Our writers have discovered the power of smiling, so it's a big theme for them. And one of my favorite stories about smiling is by Christy Trondal. It's called Let's Face It, and it's in our book about resolutions. Our book is called Chicken Soup for the Soul, My Resolution. And in this story, Christy says that she walked into a local convenience store one day. She was in a big hurry because she had her 6 kids waiting for her in the car. That's her 6 kids, so you can imagine the mood she was in. And she was running in to grab milk and bread and all of that. And she heard the cashier whisper to her coworker, "What a crabby-looking lady." So Christy was intrigued, and she started looking around for the crabby-looking lady as she hurried around the store, all stressed. And then she saw the crabby-looking lady, and the lady looked like she had just smelled something really bad. Her face was tense, and her mouth was like in a thin line straight across. And then a nanosecond later, Christy realized she was looking in a mirror at herself. She was the crabby lady. So she was really upset, but she held it together for the rest of the day. And that night, after she got the kids to bed, Christy threw herself on her bed and she sobbed. She was the crabby lady. And in high school, she had been the girl voted to have the best smile. So Christy made a simple resolution to smile. It took practice, but over time it came to her naturally. And now I have to remind myself to smile because I know it will come through in my voice. So here I go, I'm smiling. Christy's hallelujah moment came when she walked into a coffee shop a few months later after practicing her smiling for months. And when she walked into the coffee shop, she overheard the cashier remark to a coworker, "There's that happy-looking lady again." So let me digress for a moment and talk to you about boomerangs. And I'm going to tell you my favorite joke. It might be my favorite joke because it's short enough for me to remember, but I heard it from a tour guide in Australia. What do Australians call a boomerang that doesn't come back? And the answer is a stick. Well, boomerangs usually do come back. You throw them out there, and even if they don't hit your target exactly, they come right back at you. And I've always thought that smiles are like boomerangs. When you throw them out there, they almost always come right back at you. So if you throw a smile out there when you encounter someone grouchy or somebody who seems to be having a bad day, they will probably smile right back at you. And now you'll have done something. You will have changed their day for the better. And you'll have changed your day too, because now that person who was about to be grouchy at you is smiling at you. So your day got a lot brighter. You can't help but have a better day as a result of smiling at people. It changes the way that people react to you. There was a great quote from Dennis Waitley, who's a motivational speaker, and he said, "A smile is the light in your window that tells others that there is a caring, sharing person inside." I think that is really right. when you smile, it helps you connect with the outside world because people then see who's in there behind that face. That smile opens up the world to you. So that's it. That's our second shared lesson about how you can use the power of smiling to create all those smile boomerangs that will come right back at you. It really does work. Just go out and try it today. It will absolutely work. The next time we get together, I'm going to share a story that proves that truth really is stranger than fiction. If you liked the Thornbirds, you're going to love this one. I'm Amy Newmark, and I want to thank you for listening to my second Chicken Soup for the Soul podcast. I'm still new at this, so I appreciate you joining me. If you'd like to read more stories and tips from the book I mentioned today, which was Chicken Soup for the Soul, My Resolution, then go to our website, chickensoup.com.